we live?
Hey, everybody. This is Jennifer with Remax Space Center, and I am here doing our community shout out. And today we are going to spotlight Great American Title in Pearland, and of course, my friend and their amazing development manager, I guess the business development manager. I should get that title right.
Okay.
Without further ado, here's Debra LeRoy.
Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for having me today. I'm very excited for this.
No, I'm excited to have you. How are you?
I'm good. Just making it through the chaos, as I'm sure you are and everyone else. We're all in it together.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to get it. Yeah, and we're going to get through it together. And
yes, we are.
You know, one of the important things that I think everyone needs to really remember.
Yes.
You know, and I'm so excited to have you because, of course, you know, you and I have been friends for, 20 years. We've done business, for 20 years. We have been through the ups and downs of the market.
Yes, we have.
We have seen quite a bit. I don't like to say, we're old, but I guess.
Please.
Unfortunately, I guess we're
the best of us.
We're just more polished. I guess that's a better word.
That's a better word. I like that. I think I'm going to steal
it. Right. So, how's the closings going? I find that asking the title companies about the local real estate market are the best people to ask because you're the ones that are closing them.
Well, we have the end of the month tomorrow, and both Kathy and Liz are in the back right now working steady. I think Kathy has about 4 files that are closing tomorrow, and Liz has 30 plus a refinance.
And one of them is mine. Woo-hoo.
One of them's yours.
I know my clients are so excited.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
Everyone gets excited when they get to this point. When they come in, what we would like to do is make them feel as comfortable as possible. Some of them are nervous. It's their first time. And we just try to make it as smooth as possible for everyone involved.
Right. So, now because the last month has just been a whole new territory for all of us. And we've had to, implement, some measures to protect not only yourselves, but also your clients. So can you, maybe tell me or share with me what things y'all have put in place to maybe make things a little bit safer, but also convenient for the clients?
Yes, as convenient as we can possibly make it for the clients. We are sanitizing all the time. I don't think I'm kind of OCD when it comes to cleaning, and I don't think I've cleaned so much in my entire life. And the people who know me that are watching this will know that's true.
I know. Are your hands chapped?
Yes, they're very dry. And I'm not going to show my hands because my nails look awful. Everybody, we all need our hair and our nails done. It's crazy. But anyway.
God. Yes. And I'm dying to go see Luke. And just because I don't think that the reverse ombre is a really good look on me. So
right. No, it's not a good look on any of us. Anyway, back to what we're doing, sanitizing. We sanitize before and after a customer comes in. One of the things that we're doing is leaving it up to the consumer, the borrower, or the seller. If they feel comfortable with coming in our office and having a sit down, closing at the table, we're more than happy to do it. We wear gloves, we wear a mask. Or if they don't feel comfortable with it, then they can do a drive up to our underground parking facility, and not underground, but covered parking facility. And Kathy or Liz, whoever their closer is, will go out there, go over the documents with them. They will sign the documents. Kathy and Liz will bring them in. They'll notarize them, make their copies, take them back out. Then we'll fund the file just like before.
Right. Well, that's awesome.
I will say that starting about mid-March, we did start locking our doors during business hours because we're by appointment only. And there's, buyers or realtors that need to stop by and drop off, the earnest money, or come in and notarize a T-47 or notarize a power of attorney, whatever they need to do. And of course, we're available for that as well. But we don't want people just walking in, because we're still trying to follow the guidelines as well. And it's no more than 10 people in our facility at one time. And if Kathy and Liz both have closings with the 5 people that are here. Of course, Amanda and Michelle are in the back, so we don't really include them up front in the mix of the people that come in for closing. Okay,
Right.
because we have another door that, isolates them, so to speak, in the back. And you have to have a key to, you have to have a lock to get in. And so if Kathy and Liz both have closings at the same time, then, people walking in, we just try to do our best to follow the guidelines that are in place and to make everybody feel as comfortable and as safe as possible. This is brand new territory for all of us. I hate to say this, but it's a part of winging it.
That's right. That's right. I think that's great. And I'm sure that a lot of people that have come in to close on their home, do you find that they have been more comfortable going ahead and closing in the office?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I would say 75 to 80% of the buyers and sellers feel most comfortable going ahead and coming in. Some of them are wearing masks and gloves, or they're not, but we always will be wearing our mask and our gloves when we sit down to close at the table. And we always have sanitized pens when they do, or they're more than welcome to use their own pens if they bring a blue pen. So, we're just trying to make it as safe and follow the guidelines as we, go down this road.
Right. And I think that I'm going to kind of back up a little bit. And what I probably should have said is, Great American Title is locally owned and locally operated. Your home base is in Spring, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And the owners,
Ronnie Matthews.
Yeah, Ronnie and Tom. I think they're just amazing guys. And
they are amazing guys.
And y'all really have been a family.
Absolutely. What separates Great American from the rest is that we're more of a boutique title company. Ronnie Matthews started the company in 2006, and he has grown it to 15 branch offices. And he has done a remarkable job. He led a RE/MAX Legends. He made it an empire, #1 in the state of Texas for many years. And he brought his values from building that to building Great American. And he has done a phenomenal job. And I would like to say right now, thank you, Ronnie Matthews, and thank you, Tom Blackwell, for supporting us out here in the field, not only for Pearland, but for the other branch offices. And actually, Ronnie Matthews commissioned someone to make us masks. So I thought that was very thoughtful. That says something about Ronnie, that he cares about it.
Yep. They're both very genuine and caring guys. And that is very evident from the moment you meet them. And
absolutely.
I also feel that they have done a great job, with their employers, choosing the employers they bring to their offices, because it doesn't matter if you're, at your office, at your location of Pearland, or if you're at the Clear Lake location, or even a month ago, 3.5 weeks ago, I closed with Dee Dee over in the Cypress location.
Yeah.
Everyone is really just truly down to earth and just very genuine. I mean, I don't want to overuse that word, but really that is the truth.
They really are. They really are.
Yes. And of course, I have grown to feel like I'm part of the family too, right?
Yes, you are.
Y'all have. I mean, I've known you for a long time. I've known Kathy for, uber
longer.
Way too long, right? Now,
right.
And then of course, with Jonda, of course, she's retired now, but
love my Jonda.
Right, I know, we love her. And then, with Daisy and Ashley, and
absolutely,
Kristen and everybody else, everyone's just truly amazing, and I love that about them. So I love that the culture that y'all have, created, which has been.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. We try very hard. We strive every day to do the best that we can do, and it's the best that we can do. And I think we bring a lot to the table. Kathy and I have been together for 20 years now, and we just feed well off of each other. We play well off of each other. We support each other. We're almost like sisters, the sister I never had, kind of like you, Jennifer, you're a younger sister I never had.
That's what I always say. She's my sister from another mister.
That's it. And I love being able to work in my hometown. This is a town that I grew up in.
Yep.
I started first grade here, graduated high school. I've seen a lot of changes, of course. It's a great place to live. People that are watching, that are thinking about moving to Pearland, come check us out. Come check us out. Call Jennifer.
Yes, and I love that. There's so many of us that grew up, graduated from Pearland.
Yes,
we live here and we work here. When I spoke with Kevin Cole, like he was saying, we discussed the atmosphere that Pearland has, and again the culture, because that is very something that's brought up quite often, and that's the fact that while we have big town amenities,
yes,
we still have small town values. And
very small. I went to school with Kevin. Kevin's a great guy.
Yeah. Yes, he is. So, but I think that's important. I think that a lot of people that have been relocating here have actually sensed that, especially we have quite a bit of local small business owners that grew up here.
Absolutely.
And I think that speaks volumes when most people say, they couldn't wait to get out of the town they grew up in. And here, most of us that grew up in Pearland are back in Pearland, operating businesses in Pearland, living in Pearland. Mm-hmm. And, it's just amazing to me.
Well, I moved out of Pearland in 85 and moved back in 96. So I came home.
We have a lot of those too, right?
This is where my support was at. So this is where I came back to, something that I was familiar with.
Right.
And like I said a minute ago, I've seen a lot of changes. And me too, you get people in here from other parts of the country, other states, and they move in. And if I'm here when a buyer is closing, I always tell them, give us a call. We know a lot about Pearland. If you have any questions, if you're looking for referrals, doctors or, whatever, pediatricians, for their children. So, we're like you just said, Pearland is still a small community with bigger and better amenities.
Right. Yes. Yep. And I always tell people all the time, you really want someone who, if you're going to, buy real estate in Pearland,
right,
you need to work with the expert, right? The real estate expert in the community. You need to work with the people that are from Pearland, because they could really help you not only get to know Pearland,
right,
but when you're around or the people who are connected to Pearland and have the contacts that we have, that is really just going to help you get to know people in the community,
absolutely.
And we really do support one another. So
right.
So I think that's, important.
That's the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
You work it.
Right. So Debra, I want to ask you, so for some of those people who are, maybe thinking about buying a home, they've never purchased a home before, and they're probably wondering, what in the heck is a title company and what do they do?
Well, a title company issues title insurance. Okay. So God, I just went blank and this is what I do.
It's okay. It happens to all of us.
We issue title insurance. It's to protect the home. What we do when we open up a file, open up a contract, when a buyer and a seller come together, we open up the contract. It goes to examination. We examine the property. We examine the history of the property. We find out everything that's been filed of record, public record against the property and the seller. Okay. And what we do is, if a lot of times seller has a lien on their property, that means they have an existing mortgage on the property. Okay, so we work with the seller to obtain their payoff information, and we follow the contract to the letter of the law. Whatever the buyer and the seller negotiated, that's what we follow. We work with survey companies. We work with home warranty companies. We bring everyone together. We work with the buyer's lender. We bring everybody together, and this is where you come. Title insurance is to protect you from anybody coming against that property. We all know that fraud is rampant. There could be a forged deed. It could be simple as the fact that the house was in Brazoria County, but the deed got filed in Harris. Okay, it could be a number of things that could transpire during that time period. And that's what we do. We examine property, we find out what's been filed of record against it, and we cure it so that when we hand the property over to the borrower, they have free and clear property moving forward. Okay.
Right.
That's what we do. And if something does happen to come up on the property, they have title insurance and they can file a claim against the title insurance. Okay. Once they take possession, what they do after they take possession to maybe create other issues is up to them. Okay. We don't insure the future of the property. We insure the history of the property, if that makes any sense. Okay. It's not like going out and getting car insurance where you pay a premium for something that's going to happen. In other words, you're taking a risk to drive that car and the insurance company says, okay, we'll insure your risk that you're going to have a wreck. Okay. What we do is the history of the property. Anything prior to the borrower taking possession of that home. That's what we do.
Right. How are there like issues after the fact? Is that something that happens?
Statistics, on a branch level, I would not have that information. That would be something in the claims department. I've been doing this for 20 years and I have heard of maybe 5 or 6 claims. That's not too terribly many, but it sure does give you reassurance that your home is protected and you have ownership to that property moving forward. And plus, if you're a borrower and you're getting a lien from a mortgage company, your mortgage company is going to require you to have title insurance because we're not also going to insure the owners of the property via an owner's policy. We're going to insure the mortgage company, and that's a mortgagee's policy because the mortgage company wants to make sure that the risk of them lending money to the borrower is going to be protected.
Right.
Yep. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. One thing that I feel like a lot of other agents, I know when I'm working a contract or, whether I see it more often when I'm representing the buyer and I check the box that we want the amendment to cover the shortages on the boundary. Yes. And they don't seem to understand that it's
the second box. Check the second box. Right.
Right. But for some reason, I feel that, can you explain to, maybe some agents out there that are watching and, why you would want to use the additional coverages on the boundaries?
Well, I say, why wouldn't you want to use it? It protects the area and boundaries of the property. It protects you against your neighbor coming back and saying, hey, your fence is 5 foot on my property, and the person closes the door and walks away. It just protects you. It protects you against anyone coming back on the property. Okay. Also, it can get into the easements part of it. Okay. So it's only a small fraction of the cost of the policy. Okay.
What is it? Like $100?
Sometimes not even that. It just depends on the amount of the property, on the amount of the owner's policy. The owner's policy is based off of the sales price, and the mortgagee's policy, which is the policy to the mortgage company, is based off the loan amount. So the survey, it's a very small percentage based off the owner's title policy.
Right.
If the coverage is like 100,000, maybe like $75 to $80, maybe.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It really, the amount is nothing. And
no, it really isn't.
Of the coverage.
In the bigger picture, we say get it.
Absolutely. And I'm always amazed that when I receive offers, when I'm representing the sellers, even in situations, where we've received multiple offers, I can tell you probably 90% of the agents, they don't check anything. And again, I think it's just
not educated. They're just not educated, I guess.
Yeah.
They just don't understand what that covers.
Right. And that's why, if you're out there, guys, if anyone's out there thinking about, buying a home, again, you want someone who's really going to educate you along, through the process. And you really want someone who knows the contract and the addendums forward and backwards. We're not an attorney. And if you want to get advice from an attorney, you can do so at your own expense, because we are not paying for it. But our forms are promulgated through the state of Texas.
They are.
And the title company, they're actually more of a third party, wouldn't you say? Because you're not really technically representing, the buyer or the seller, but you're facilitating.
We are in a third party situation. We really are. We're just providing the service and issuing title insurance. That's what we do.
Right. And of course you make sure that, any liens like the mortgage is paid off, taxes, insurance, everything. So, that's another advantage of, people that maybe move here from other parts of the country or parts of the world, because every area does things a little bit differently. In our area, we don't have a buyer and a seller close in the same room. I know in areas you can go on, further, into Galveston, and they want to do it all in one room like we used to do, 15 years ago.
Well, I was told many years ago that in California, a buyer can have one title company and the seller can have another title company.
Oh, wow.
I don't really know how that works, but that's how they do it in California.
Yeah, everywhere is so different. But, here, I think it makes things a lot smoother when everything is, handled, by one company. Just because, again, you don't have to worry about any gaps in communication.
Well, when the borrower in California, the borrower does not take possession of the property until all the documents are recorded of record. Here in Texas, buyers take possession and then the documents get recorded. It's simultaneously.
Right. So as long as it funds.
As long as it funds, we're good to go. The lenders are good to go and we're good to go.
Yep. Right. And what are some of the other, as far as services that you provide? Because I do have a lot of realtors, a lot of my friends that, watch and they want to learn, and maybe they haven't closed with you. What are some of the features or marketing things that you might have available to help realtors?
It just depends. When somebody asks me that question, it's not just a general answer, because it just depends on what the agent wants to do at the time that they're looking. Okay. We do all sorts of things, but it just depends. So what I like to do is I like to focus on their goals and what they're looking for. As far as a service, like, we can't do flyers, can't do property profiles.
Well, no, what I mean is you offer, you do have your app, and your app.
Well, we have the Great American. We have the Great American app.
Yes. So maybe you can explain that.
Yeah, the Great American app. It's an app to where you can go on and get estimated closing cost, both for the buyer and the seller. And you can break it down into what type of loan the buyer might be getting, whether it's a conventional loan, an FHA, a VA, and you just punch in maybe a handful of numbers and you have an estimate of what your buyer or what your seller closing costs are. It's really important for the seller too. Sometimes we all leave the sellers out, but they're just as important. They want to know what they're netting. It's all about, what they're going to net. And that's a really good tool to help agents know what the seller is going to walk away from.
Yes. And I always
a lot of times you want to know that information before you walk into a listing.
Absolutely. I provide, an estimated fee for all of my sellers.
Absolutely.
And one thing that many people don't realize is that there are different fees, with, per title company per area. So, what one may charge, it's because it's based on an average, right, for that area.
Right.
Right. So really, it's important for agents to, be able to go onto your app, and know what is going to be the closing fee to the title company.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And it's real user friendly. If I can use it, anybody can use it.
But the one thing that I like about y'all too is, every agent has their way they like to handle things. And
Right.
y'all, kind of seem to have that concierge attitude that you will kind of mold what you do to fit what the agent would like. For example,
Right.
I have my form. Y'all know I pretty much get all of the information, for my clients, so you don't have to reach out to them and
Right.
ask me for it and make me look like an idiot.
Right.
I've already.
But we try not to do that.
Yeah, some of them, yeah, but I mean, it's still, everyone has a different way, right? And so
Right.
you really have kind of, molded
Mhm.
each process a little different according to the agent that you may do business with.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, our number one goal is to make everybody feel comfortable, to feel welcome, to have a great experience here at Great American Title. Um, we do have the Great American app. I offer CE classes. I always reach out to the co-oping agent to introduce myself and introduce their escrow team, so they're not flying blind and wondering, well, Jennifer said Kathy Crocker, but I don't know who Kathy Crocker is. So I act as a liaison between the co-oping agent and the escrow team, and that's part of what I do. Typically, I open 95% of the orders, so I know who's in house. I know that Jennifer DeGay is in the house. I know that so-and-so's in the house. And, when the contract comes in and we haven't worked with a co-op agent before, it's a great opportunity. I mean, they're here. It's a great opportunity to get to know them. And, a lot of times I'll invite them in before closing so that they can meet the escrow team. So they don't walk in and they're nervous and they don't know what to expect. They don't know what our office looks like. They don't know what we have here. So always try to make everyone feel comfortable. Always try to make everyone feel like I treat them the same.
Right. I agree. You do. You do a great job at that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think everyone is equal and I think everyone should be treated, the same way. I'm a very fair person. I think there's a right and wrong, and I like people.
Yeah, I'm glad because I like you. So you'd be in the wrong business if you didn't.
Right, right.
So
God, I've been in title for 24 years, Jennifer. 24 years.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Time flies.
And you do, which I add value to the agent because if their closer isn't available, they know that they can call me, and I would say 80% of the time I'm going to know the answer.
Right.
I can take a file and field phone calls on it. I can walk in and take a closing for Kathy or Liz if they're double booked, or if somebody's out sick or vacation. So I'm a great asset, Ronnie and Tom.
That's right. You are, and you have been for a long time. And I'm pretty sure they know that.
Well, I just thought I'd share it.
Yeah. I did want to ask you, with everything, again, in light of the changes that we have, faced, and the adversity, and we've all kind of had to pivot and move and shift our direction to, virtual, which we're doing here.
Right.
And I want to know, like, what technology have y'all implemented that you feel like has really, been beneficial or maybe even pushed you a little bit out of your comfort zone?
Well, this put me out of my comfort zone, to be
I know
honest.
it. Y'all have no idea. Debra was so nervous. So y'all need to give her.
Nervous.
give
But I'm
her
really not nervous anymore.
reinforcement. She's done a fantastic job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a 2-hour CE class tomorrow that Kim Palmer at the Pasadena office and I are working on together. That's the first virtual thing I've ever done in my life. So yeah, you have to kind of learn on the run, you know. I do know that as far as escrow, as far as closers and Kathy and Liz, they have a notary 24/7 that they've been trained on and in sessions with. But we really haven't had to use it because most of the customers still want to come here to close.
That's right. Yeah.
And they don't want, they haven't wanted it. It's kind of like, they haven't wanted us to send a notary to them. They don't want somebody that they don't know coming into their space, because it's not like you can go to Starbucks right now and, sign somebody up, So the notary would either have to go to their house or they got to come to ours. So they've been pretty comfortable with that so far. But yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve for all of us. And I think it's going to change the way every industry does business, not just the title company, not just Jennifer Duguay. I think it's going to change the way industries do business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, what that difference is, I don't quite know. They pay somebody else the big bucks to know that information. But
right.
Yeah.
Now, have y'all noticed, any delays with the mortgage side of things? Maybe holding up closing at all?
No, the only thing that we've experienced early on, we had a bust out on a file because the buyer just wasn't comfortable. But that was very early on when nobody knew exactly what this was and just how bad it was going to be. Now, I don't think it's as bad as they said it was going to be, and I'm very grateful for that.
Right.
I think all of us here in Texas ought to be pretty blessed. And for anyone that has had the virus and that has gone through it, or they have lost a loved one, I am very, very sorry. This was very unexpected, but it's something that we were all thrown into together, and we'll all deal with together. Where are we going with this, Jennifer? I just kind of lost my train of thought.
No, well, just that, we are all in this together and we're going to get through this together. Again, yes, it has been a very trying time. However, I have found that I have had the opportunity to really connect with people on a different level that I never experienced before. And yes, that's something that completely surprised me and just kind of took me by surprise, because, right, I wasn't comfortable with the video. Honestly, but, when I did this, because my purpose was to help, my community, the small business owners. I couldn't stand the thought of them, shutting down and closing their doors. And I had to do something. And the only thing that I could figure is, hey, I'm a realtor. I have this platform. Every single coach and not only in our office, and everyone's in, video. So once I was able to just focus on, helping others, I forgot about my fear. I forgot about my fear. But what I've loved is, people have reached out to me and business owners who they're new to Pearland, within a couple of years. And so it's really given me the opportunity to really get to know people. And
I think you've done a phenomenal job, Jennifer. I think you've done a phenomenal job with the platform.
Oh, well, thank you. And again,
you went all in. You went all in. You didn't hesitate.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Laura Yandel is on there saying hi.
Hey.
Thanks, Laura. It's been, I think, for everybody. I've heard a lot of business owners, really just say the kind of the same thing, that people have been much kinder.
Absolutely.
And, and I think because maybe we're all kind of, locked up and craving some, human interaction. So
Right.
people are like more open to opening up. They're opening up without even really having, I'm not trying. They're just doing it. And I
Right.
think, that's the vulnerable side of people that everyone wants to see.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah. So
I
do
think
y'all
you've
have
done an
any,
amazing job.
yeah, well, thanks. Do y'all have any, plans as far as moving forward? With
Well,
any,
Kathy and I talked about it. I mean, as far as, we're listening to Governor Abbott. Ronnie sends out bulletins, every other day, if not every day. And, he's really been our eyes and ears as far as guidelines and where we need to be. So as soon as Ronnie lets us know, I'll let everybody else know.
right.
I think we're going to continue. I think we're going to continue to at least May 18th to continue for our doors to be locked during business hours and
Right.
follow some of the same guidelines that we're following now, just to see how everything goes.
Right. I think
goes
everyone's going to be, planning, to implement things by phases, right? Because that's what
Right,
Governor Abbott
right.
has suggested. So we'll definitely follow suit with that.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you this, more of a fun question. Have you learned anything about yourself personally during this time that you maybe didn't realize about yourself, or learn something, a new this? Yeah. Well,
I learned how to do this.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It was easy, right?
It was very easy.
You were overthinking. So now,
I always overthink.
yeah, I know. Well, you and I are a lot alike in the fact that we will overanalyze everything forward, backwards, and 8 ways to Sunday. So,
Yes. But
yeah,
once you get past it, you're past it.
yeah, you just have to kind of sometimes, forget about, I think, because you can tend to work yourself up when really it's like, it's so simple.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. So, and that's something that I've learned about myself is to not, I had to quiet the perfectionist in me.
Right.
Tell her
Right.
to stop, because she was the one that was holding me back.
Right.
And so that's been a huge learning lesson for me. So otherwise I wouldn't do this.
I had to kind of quiet down my OCD at home, because it's like you can only clean so much.
Yeah.
You can't re-clean.
I know.
I'm driving myself crazy.
When you start scrubbing the polish off your toilet, that might be a little much.
Yep.
Right?
That's it. That's it.
Yes. And so have you watched any good movies lately, or shows like on Netflix or anything?
Oh yeah, my cable bill is quite high. Yes.
Any recommendations?
The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey, a really good movie. 1917 is a really good movie. If
I
you like,
haven't seen that one yet. Yeah.
really good. It's really good. The Way Back. It's very sad, but it's a good movie. I don't know. I watched on HBO. I watched the series, The Plot Against America. This is very interesting.
Oh,
For some of you history buffs,
yeah.
kind of a history buff.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm the documentary queen.
I know you are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, people were suggesting to watch, what is that, Tiger King? And I'm like, no.
Oh, God. Those are hours of my life I will never get back.
No. Did you see it?
Yeah. I don't even know what was wrong with me. It was like late at night. It was like, I just need to stop watching this. Right. But for whatever reason, I was sickly engrossed.
Right. It just doesn't seem like something that I would want to spend my time doing. So
yeah. Well,
I love movies.
Hype, but now it is what it is. Apparently, I don't understand sometimes what really takes off.
Right.
Have you seen
The Invisible Man?
No.
Okay, well, I went on to rent it, but it's $19.99.
What?
That's like, I don't know, 4 movies.
That's crazy.
So I didn't. I'll
That's
pull
insane.
the phone up.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, you know me, I have a hard time sitting still, you know, so movies, it's hard for me. I have to be in bed, you know, trying to go to sleep.
Right.
But, you know, anything else that you want to share with us before we, you know, hop off here? Or
I mean, I know there's plenty of agents out there that, you know, that hasn't used Great American Title. We are located at 9302 Broadway. We're on the corner of Broadway, which is also 518, and Sunrise Boulevard. Look me up on Facebook. iMessage me. You can email me at dleroy@greatamtitle.com. I would love
put your info right there.
Okay, you got it up there already?
I do.
All right. Well, I took my glasses off and all that's kind of blurry a little bit. You know, my mom told me a while back. I accused my mom of stalking my Facebook page because she called me and she said, you know, I just want to tell you something. And I was like, what, Mom? She said, you really need to take your glasses off when you're taking pictures.
Oh, wow. Your mom. I love your mom.
Yeah, because it makes my eyes look huge.
Well,
anyway, I love my mother. Shout out to Billy. Love you, Mom.
Yes, love you, Billy. Hope you're doing good.
Yep.
But yes, you know, if y'all really are looking for, you know, a personal relationship, if, you know, you're
Absolutely.
like me, you know, I'm a people person. In fact, you know what, Deborah, I came up with, you know, for years, I couldn't ever really figure out a good tagline.
Okay.
I finally came up with one.
What you got?
My passion is people and your success is my mission.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Thanks.
That's really good.
Well, you know, I finally, it dawned on me because you know, it needs to be about you and who you are. And I'm passionate about people and building relationships.
You are very passionate about people.
And so, you know, and I'm like, yep, that's what I do. And that's why I'm doing this. You know, again, I'm passionate about people and your success is my mission. So
absolutely.
I want to make sure that this gets sprinkled around all over the social media, but also, you know, if any of you know of any other local business owners that would benefit from free advertisement, you know, they would like, you know, to get their brand awareness out there and maximum exposure, you know, please send them my way. You know, we really want to, you know, highlight these people in their businesses, just again, because it's a time where a lot of people maybe aren't looking to spend any more money, especially advertisements. So free advertisement, you know, and I kind of figure Facebook is like, you know, the word of mouth, right? It's really a fantastic platform to speak on. And so definitely y'all keep your eyes and ears out. And again, Deborah, thank you so much, you know, for your time. I know it's the end of the month. And again, I just really appreciate you coming on and, you know, explaining how, you know, everything's going within the business. Now I have to be careful because we can't use certain words. So, but, you know, it's such a transition right now. And I'm really proud of y'all, you know, for really, you know, just taking the initiative to pivot, you know, and, you know, do what you have to do to survive, right?
Do what you have to do. Thank you, Jennifer, for having me and giving me the courage to come on today. You have been a very loyal friend and a loyal client. And we couldn't ask for, you know, a better person.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, my feeling is mutual, so.
I know it is. All right. Well, how do we unplug?
We're good. Well, thanks again, y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow when I have Mark Rafael with Farmers Insurance, who's going to be on here. So y'all stay tuned. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.